Hello, this is Sandy Thomas in the CSC 322A mobile app development course, and I'm showing off my expenses project. So I didn't read the description, so I didn't know we were supposed to only go to 120. So here I went to 126. Hopefully that's okay, but showing the rest of my progress going up. As you can see, I have most of the videos done. Here's my working app so far. Here you go, just in the terminal. I'm going to reload it. So make sure everything is good. Okay, everything's properly reloaded. So here we have the given dummy ones. So I'm gonna add my own. Um, I'm gonna name this one my name, Sandy. Uh, we'll say it's 6767, and it was done today. Save expense. Do another one. It's recently my dad's birthday, so we'll do birthday card. Um, birthday card was $7.01, if I'm not mistaken. And I bought that on his birthday on September 21st. Uh, I'll just say it's for work. Save the expense. As you can see, I can swipe again up, and I undid the card. And yep, as you can see, those functionalities work. In here, we just have a normal looking Dart project. And so I'll go through which each file is doing. So for the main Dart, once again, this is our entry point to our project. And so here what we did is we actually created a variable for the color scheme of our app, and we set our color here. And in here we used our color scheme that we defined up top to wrap around our app so that we can see the display while we're running the app, and that's what's here too. We use the background color, which is our K color, as our primary color, as we see here. And then our primary container, we have our color here as well. So I thought that that was cool to use a color. It just makes more use of the main app, and I thought that that was cool because I just thought the main app we would just use the material app within it. So yeah, on the the new expense Dart file here. So this is where we have our add new expense model. And so, um, yeah, this is our add new expense model. And so I can go to that. So here we have our submit expense data. So our entered amount, this, we have an amount controller text. And what we do is we parse through it so we get the entered amount. And then we check if it's invalid or not. So if it's it's invalid if the value is less than zero because you can't input a negative money amount. And also in this file we do error handling and error checking as well. So um, one of the things I did earlier while not recording I'll do here is I'll do another expense. Let's see, say 12 and no date. See, that's our error checking there because there's no date selected. The transaction doesn't go through, and then we just cancel, and we don't have that saved to our memory. And so that's something that we worked on as well. But here we go on our add new expense. That is where we have our title, amount, date, and our category for what we want. And then our pop is where we cancel and whatnot, and the logic for canceling. And all this code it does is for the this is for our title. So when we're inserting our title, the keyboard will come up and we'll use that to type in. That's how I was typing. And then same thing for the amount. Our keyboard will come up for the amount. And I commented out the keyboard type because on my emulator for the Pixel 7, if I have it as an input type number keyboard, the keyboard never comes up. So I just set it to the default one that the title uses as well, so that I'm able to actually put amounts and show that to you. And this is more error checking as well. And the formatted date is what we defined in, yeah, in expense dart, and that's where we get our date formatter as well. So if we go to the expenses dart, this is what defines, sorry, this is what defines our main screen. And it manages the list of all the expenses using the registered expense button here. And this is where we are, when we add new expenses, they're added. And these are our dummy titles here with the Flutter course and the cinema right here. And so we have our show modal bottom sheet here. And then we have our add expense state and our remove expense state. And this is where we're able to swipe left, swipe right, and be able to, no, sorry, this is our undo one. So when we were able to undo, when we deleted an expense, that's where it came up to say, oh yeah, undo here. And so that's where we had that as well. So, and this is just something we had in the beginning as well. And this also includes the plus button to where we can, here, sorry, this includes the plus button to be able to add new expenses. So our expenses list dart, this is what displays our list of our expenses, and it tracks our data from our expense dart like I showed you here. It has our stuff here, and so the expenses, yeah, the expenses list dart file is what tracks our expenses, and it uses list view. So sorry, here we go. It uses list view builder, and this list view is what renders our code to our screen here. And it handles the swipe and delete using the dismissible widget. And so that's something else right here, the dismissible widget. That's something else I learned. I had said it was in the expenses dart file. I was wrong about that. It's actually in here where we have the dispensable widget where we're able to swipe left or right and it'll delete our expense and delete it from our memory. So we're not just using up useless redundant memory. So in our expense item Dart file, this defines the look of each single item in our expenses list, and it uses a card widget for each entry in the list. So here, the dollar sign right here, this is important. This is how we have the dollar sign amount when we add an expense, and this is what it comes out as. And this is what our expense date, this handles how our date is formatted as well. Pretty small file, but it is important in stateless widget as well. And expense dart, I've already touched on this a little bit, but this is basically our data file. And so this is where we have, okay, required key. So all of these are required. Our title, amount, and our date and our categories is required fields to add a new expense. And then we have all of these defined in variables here. And these category icons is what also, these show our icons for each different category in our enum section here, which is food, leisure, travel, and work. And so the little cinema, this movie icon, boom, movie icon, work, work. And so, yeah, that is my presentation on my app. Thank you for listening.